Let's now take a look at some of the views expressed on the political stage.
We reduced the prices of goods while being a minority government. We reduced the taxes by 100 rupees for 4 cans of canned fish, 2 packets of milk and undu flour. Taxes were reduced for the people in the states. The prices of goods reduced because we reduced the taxes. They piled on taxes upon taxes and put pressure on the people to pay for their thievery.
The country knows what the UNP did over the past 5 to 6 months. They reduced the prices of 13 goods, but with the exception of coriander, all the other prices have risen. They say they have reduced the cost of living, when in fact it has increased. All of the development activity in the country has come to a halt. For 20 years we were not able to govern the country. When India and China were still on the ground, we created Gamudava, introduced the apparel industry and built the Mahaveli scheme. What did the Rajapaksas do? They built the Hambantota port, the Matale airport, Lotus Star and the Lotus lamp, but there were no jobs. There was no income. All of us must pay 300 billion in debt to China. You are paying for the sins of the Rajapaksas. The Rajapaksas took commissions and put it in their pockets. Ranil Wickremesinghe had a singular hope. His strategy was that the UNP would be victorious if we were divided. Ranil Wickremesinghe did everything he knew to ensure that Mahinda would not contest from the beetle leaf. But we were able to maintain the unity in our party to protect the alliance. Those who were against Mahinda being given a nomination from our party could not remain in the party anymore. That is why all of them have gone to the UNP.
Sri Lanka Nidahas Pakshe රැකගන්න මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමා අපේ පක්ෂේ නාම යෝජනා ගන්නවට අකමැති වෙච්ච අයට තව දුරටත් අපේ පක්ෂේ ඉන්න පුළුවන් කමක් තිබුණා. ඒ නිසා තමයි ඒ අත්තන් සියල්ල UNP එකට ගියේ.
Last September, while I was functioning as a cabinet minister, I met with Ranil Wickremesinghe and said we were aware of the game being played by Mahinda Rajapaksa and that we were watching as cabinet ministers. As the finance minister, he would rush through all of the proposals with the highest debt burden at the very end, and we would be unable to even look at it and even question why it is being rushed. I used to take these proposals home. I have about 10 or 15 such cabinet papers at home. The program of the SLFP can never be implemented while Mahinda Rajapaksa and those rogues are there. That is why we went beyond the party and created the United National Front on behalf of the needs of the country and joined with the UNP. The President has said clearly that he is not prepared to return the former corrupt group to power. My friends, do not waste your vote. You have a duty to provide a government that is able to work with President Maithripala Sirisena, who will be President for the next 5 years. What we need is a government that identifies and resolves the problems faced by the people. Today the beetle leaf has come together to contest this election. We are all working together as one group. I say to you that after this parliamentary election, when it comes to choosing a prime minister, we will take the appropriate decision at the appropriate time, be it through a vote or any other system. Mahinda Rajapaksa, who sat on the seat of the president, is shamelessly attempting to return by contesting a parliamentary election so he can use the power of parliament to implement the theft and thuggery they undertook for several years. Now they are asking whether Mahinda will return, if this demon will become prime minister, if the country will be ruined. This is what they are asking. Mahinda Rajapaksa cannot become prime minister. It is unconstitutional. Have this engraved in your heads. All the elephants are coming into this election. They have risen and have rubbed ash on their faces. They are coming with a major 5-year, 5-point program. We will end the era where grown-up children become a burden to their parents because they don't have a job. We have drafted a program to recruit 2,000 students to each of the 18 technical colleges. It is only the UNP that has both the capability and the experience. Some politicians think that once they get this power, they can do anything. These politicians have no fear at all. When one is a politician and they receive a mandate from the people, they must fulfill the aspirations of the people. I entrust this choice to the people. Are we going to vote for the people who will destroy this country, or are we going to vote for the guardian demigods who will protect the country? We are not campaigning with the people's money. We are not using that money for our personal affairs. Even President Maithripala Sirisena is not spending that money on his children. Ranil Wickremesinghe is not using it on his family. None of his brothers are engaged in any government activity.
You can count the number of educated people in Parliament using your fingers. Learned people must enter Parliament. You should be governed by educated people. You should be led by them. Since the day my father was murdered by a drug peddler from a certain party, I have been fighting. I have been fighting against drugs and these murderers. I can say with pride that this young girl of 27 years, over 3 years, ranted, raved, cried and even made supplications with coconuts, and in the end the drug peddler did not get a nomination. It will be none other than Hirunika Premachandra who destroys the political life of the person who has destroyed our lives.